Hello and welcome back. It's been a while. I don't know. I tend to procrastinate a little bit and not upload stuff to my channel, and a lot has changed in this game. So I've come back to playing it a little bit more. I've gotten everyone to level 15 and everyone's rank up into the heroic level because I'm very excited to do a new challenge. Um, since they've added a randomizer button, I will try to random myself to get a win with every character. So that how does that work? I've been thinking maybe we collect and have to hope that we get everyone, and if we get doubles, then that's just going to add to the challenge. So we have to defeat basically the 15 wins with multiple characters, and it's going to get harder and harder. But we'll see if we can get a 15 win with all characters in a row through the randomizer button. I gotta be honest, my win rate is probably has been tanking a little bit. It's been around 81 and now it's 79. I feel like some characters, especially like Chana, are extremely overtuned at the moment, which is gonna make runs pretty hard with characters like Dwarf or I think another one that struggles a lot is Harkin. And we get Dwarf as our first randomized character, which is not going to be easy, but I definitely like this. Getting a lot of good stuff right from the start. I think this is a great start. Getting the hammer upgraded and get our first pick going. We need to start mining as fast as possible to gain an advantage. Probably not going to be feasible to defeat our favorite paladin here. The heal that they have in the early game is quite insane. But two weapons is always a good start. So, and they picked two very shitty items in the ginseng roots. What used to be one of my favorite items, the combination of the rose and the root, but they nerfed it into the ground in my opinion. I'm definitely tempted to get another club. How's my energy situation looking? Actually, we're looking quite decent, so let's get it. Just in case. And I also like to maybe save the second sash because the safety goggles are really an item that can really propel you into a very strong late game. It's cleansing and stacking of useful buffs like luck and recovery, most importantly, of course. Really strong. Let's see, we're, I would say, pretty lucky in this run. It looks good. I think I'm going to go with another one, like I said. This is pretty free, and against the Shana, I can definitely, like I said, Shana is completely overtuned. We're 7 gold more invested than her, but I think she's going to crush us unless this potion can give us in a good spot. And of course, we're quite ahead when it comes to weapons since we have both our base items already leveled up. I'm really looking for a shoe now, since shoes are going to fix our situation even more, our stamina situation. That's what I'm talking about. Now we got recovery. That's going to give us some more long-term power, which we desperately need, especially against characters like Enoch, which otherwise are just going to outlast us, but not when they invest all their money into bags. Very nice. Let's see what we're offered. Pebbles the Golem Lord is quite as strong. The Arctic Core is also surprisingly strong. And I'm thinking of going for that. Like normally I would say Pebbles is better, especially if you can get some golems going, but since we're very item dependent, I'm choosing not to go in this direction. Okay, let's see how can we enable this the best. think this position here is not bad. This is not a tool, right? No, it's not. This way we get all the payoffs, and then of course we got to start cracking rocks with our hammer. We need the mithril ore as fast as possible. Let's see. Fighting against Ronan, also a character in my opinion that's quite insane at the moment, where you sometimes just get beaten by items combination of his, where you're like maybe even 20 gold behind and ahead, and he still crushes you. Could think about getting another skull cap here, since we have another sash as well. And I actually don't mind that. I'm quite a big fan of those. And then we have a chisel. And I really want to have that going as fast as possible, especially since we already have the upgrade parts for it. That's just going to help us get to the mithril faster. This is kind of also the point in the run of dwarves, like around the 6 or 7 win mark, where their damage just is not enough anymore, as we saw here. Like if we don't get the mithril soon, we're just gonna fall behind damage-wise further and further until we inevitably get crushed. Which is not being helped by my choice of special item, since I chose another defensive one. But there's really nothing I can do. That's what has been offered. So let's get the banana on sale and the poison. Still need a candle for the skull cap. The mining helmet and then the dark vision face guard are really like the cleanse and late game enablers for dwarf. So we really want to get them going as fast as possible. The banana should help with our DPS a little bit. Our opponent is not stacking or cleansing debuffs fast enough, so we're in a good position. Okay. Now we finally have our candle. Let's see. I am quite a big fan of burning water on dwarf because we are actually able to produce quite a bit of fire, especially in the later times with the critical hits from the hammers. So a book might not be wrong, but I think at the moment we have other priorities. Yeah, looks to be decent against the fisher. We still need boots quite desperately, and we still need green gems for more speed. And of course, even if we have the mithril at the moment, we couldn't upgrade. Now we need to rebuild a little bit. And this is another thing which, I mean, is quite fire synergetic. Not really a fan of the blast box. I really never given it the time of day. So in our situation, the Forge Master's Tongue probably comes in the best. So let's get it. And then try and get as much backspace as possible. And I don't know if this is already the right moment for a rebuild. So what we want to have is we want to have the tongues in a position where they can trigger both the helmets that we have, basically. I still want to crack this piece. And then we have a lot of haste. This piece we don't need anymore. I'm actually also quite a fan of a sausage, since it's on sale. Let's get another ruby, since we also need it for the steel pickaxe, and it's going to be some more late game power, which we also desperately need, since our weapons are still quite weak. There's our first mithril. We're definitely gonna invest that here. There's the book now. We're in a quite strong position, I would say, in this run. So it could definitely be an interesting investment into more fire. Since we're getting to fire, yeah, let's go for it. And there's another very good item for us. Can we buy this already this turn? We should definitely be able to. Now in this situation, I'm probably gonna not spend it, since after we upgrade this piece into this one, we can upgrade it again right away. So even if I like the safety goggles, I definitely would rather have the guaranteed update next round, since that's gonna increase our damage by quite a bit. And now the mithril is starting to flow, which is huge. And we could even, if we wanted, go into the holy book, which has been changed. Before that, I would avoid it like the plague. But these days, I think it's actually quite good. I mean, it cleanses, it heals for mana. The fire book, of course, would still be better for us, I think, in the long term. So I'm just, yeah, immediately rewarded. See, this item is really good on, the book is really good on the dwarf because of his fire synergies, and also the burning water is just an insanely crazy item. When you use your recovery to get a little bit heal, you protect yourself from the burst, so this way your recovery builds are not as affected by the bursty characters, which is just great. The last 5 fights are in front of us, and I'm thinking it should be not easy, but definitely very doable by the looks of it at the moment. Especially if we can get some good items now with the rerolls. I always enjoy this. And here we have the last 2 pieces to fill our bag completely. Yeah, let's do it like this, huh? And then we can even min-max a little bit here. Not that it matters too much. Still need another candle. Every piece of fire is now incredibly valuable. So candles would increase us. Look, we even outburned a Chana. Crazy. Okay. In my priorities now, I would definitely still prioritize another gem forged war pick over the goggles. Yeah, another piece of stamina recovery can't hurt us in this moment. Let's see. I am always tempted. Let me see how much we have. We added another piece. I am tempted to add this for the moment, because having a sausage will just increase our flame situation by quite a lot. And yeah, another big advantage is it's another piece of cleansing for cold, which is quite useful in some situations. At least it's going to help our one cleanse item cleanse a little bit more efficiently. Here's the boot that I've been talking about. I'm not sure if I still want to use it. Actually, what am I saying? I definitely want to use it. And then we should also definitely flip this around. Make sure we hit as much as we can with it. Well, we're acquiring Exodia here, so maybe we could push into that. Love another one of these, and this one will fill our empty spot. Dwarf boots are just insane too. Like, everything that gives you haste is great. But yeah, we'll see. We still need another piece of mithril for our hammer to upgrade. But I think we're looking just great here. There's even an upgrade for our boots. This piece we already have, and honestly, for the moment, I think just investing. Normally, like in the past, I really enjoyed the Emerald Scarab. I feel like it has fallen off, I guess. Like in the past, it really had a big impact. But nowadays, I would only pick it really if you have like some open space and you're already crushing people. Then it will just help you snowball finishing the fight. Let's see, we keep looking. Well, we even have the Exodia ball. The only question is, do we have space to fuse it somewhere? I think we would have to fuse it in this corner. I guess some way like this. Then put everything a little bit split. So we might lose this round because we have to move stuff. But we'll see. If we can fuse it and still win, then I mean it's game over. And if we lose this, then we have an Exodia ball, which should make it much easier for us to get the last win. But we get our win. Let's check our build real quick. Little dwarf magic. Most damage probably gonna come from burn. Yeah, but the Gemforge war pick very close. If we see the buffs, probably also gonna be the war pick is just crazy strong. And the most debuffs in the defense is probably also gonna be done by our mask. Well, that's the first one down. And let's see. First of all, we should definitely take all the rewards. Now every little upgrade counts. And let's see who's the next guy. Well, I'm just gonna stop here so we can look always at our ranks. And I'm not gonna play in my free time anymore now. It's always gonna be streaking, so this way you can make sure that I'm not cheating. See you in the next video. We got Dwarf done. Let's hope we're not gonna randomize into Dwarf again. Hope you had fun, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.